Felix Linley, Lord Fenton, cast his roving eye over the gathering. Now that he was in the market for a wife after a decade of idle dalliances, he'd never been more spoiled for choice. And he'd never been more dissatisfied with what was on offer. His companion, the undiscerning libertine George Bramley, was doing his best to acquaint Fenton with the dazzling debutantes new to society since Fenton's return to England after 2 years abroad. The truth was that Fenton was too busy reliving his nocturnal adventure at Vauxhall Gardens to pay attention. He far preferred amorous intrigue to a roomful of eligible maidens parading their wares. Scowling at a Titian-haired miss whose smile faltered as she scuttled away, he realized he was comparing them all against a new standard, the exquisite ingenue he'd scooped up from under Alvalet's nose. As he watched the redheads return to the safety of her mamma, his resolve hardened. Once he'd paid his respects to Lord Quamby this evening, he'd return to Vauxhall and see if the mysterious creature of the night was parading her far more delectable wares in one of the garden's serpentine walks. He was certain she was very new to the trade, though her lines had been very polished. "I am destined to marry a man I do not love." Ha! What sort of credulous fool did she take him for? Nevertheless, he had been a fool not to have snared her when he had the chance. He might be in the market for a wife, but enjoying the pleasures offered by an enthusiastic and diverting mistress was a far more enticing prospect. His friend nudged him. "And passing by is the baby Brightwell beauty," Bramley remarked as a golden-haired debutante crossed his line of vision. "Unleashed this season to rival her sister in the fortune-hunting stakes. She is yet another to beware." Fenton watched the girl join a bored Corinthian wearing such ridiculously high collar points that the chafing of his neck could be seen from 5 yards away. Beside him stood a dark-haired girl, partly obscured by her companion's posturing, though he could see she filled out her gold-flecked gown very nicely. With peculiar grace she turned, setting off a chain of events that had Bramley thumping Fenton on the back and sympathizing. Ah, the Brightwell beauty! One glance from her azure blue eyes will damn a man to eternal restlessness. Have nothing to do with her, Fenton. She can only cause you grief. The young woman had not even glanced at him, and already Fenton was in the grip of a maelstrom of powerful emotions, not all of them pleasant, as he watched the girl he'd abducted from Vauxhall Gardens sip her champagne and laugh with her companions.